Can you see me
Yes.
now? Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hello,
How
Hello.
are you
ma'am.
all?
Hello,
Let me just
ma'am.
come to the pin state. Okay. I was doing some sort of modifications to go live on YouTube, but probably that didn't go that successful. Hence, I dropped the idea. I had to quit the meeting twice in order to do that. So finally, I thought that let's start with the meeting rather than going with that. Okay. How are you all? Do we have any new participants today? None. Hi, Riddhi how are you?
Hi, hello, ma'am. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Long time.
Yesterday I attended, but I was on YouTube. I was not able to come in from my phone.
Okay. Okay. I was trying that. Let me just try it one more time. If it's possible, then we can go for it. Any doubts regarding yesterday's session? Anyone is having any doubts? Or shall we begin with today's class?
No doubts from my side.
No doubts? Okay. Let me just see if this thing has worked or not. And no, it's working. Chalo. So let us start with today's class. Okay. And we are live. The reason was I have actually created a new YouTube channel, a version of that where only the English videos would have been uploaded. I was trying to connect this one to that, was unable to do so. So that is the home task for me tonight. I'll do it. Okay. So rest, those who are not on camera, at least try to come on screen. Let's have a look at you all. Hi, Sandeep ji.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Hi, Tannu ma'am. Hi, Rosa ji. I think she has come for the first time on screen. Shall we begin?
Hello, ma'am. No, ma'am. I have attended your previous free classes also.
Okay, okay. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
But last time I was facing problem with my network. So there was some network issue. So
Okay.
it's
All
my
right.
luck that I am attending again.
Nice, nice, nice. Hello, Mahesh ji.
Hello,
Good to
ma'am.
see you. Chalo, let's start. Huh? It's already 6:10. So what did we learn yesterday? So today is day 2 of this free class. So let us have a quick recap of what we had done yesterday. So yesterday, basically, we covered about the elements. Then we discussed about the 4 major directions and the 4 major corners, correct? And the degrees of the respective major directions, major corners. We also studied one more aspect as to how to figure out your house facing. Did everyone work on that? Stand at the center of your house, take your compass, face towards the entrance. Whatever degree comes on your compass, that is your entrance, or that is where your house is facing. Clear? So I think we have covered all these things. In today's class, the first topic that we will cover today is house map gridding. First step would be how to prepare your own house map. The second one will be how to grid it. Now, how to prepare your house map? There are several ways, but mostly we will be discussing 3 important ways of preparing your house map. What is the first way? Say, for example, you are staying in a rented apartment or you own a flat or an independent house In that case, when you take the possession of your apartment, the builder gives you the house map, right? That's called as the builder blueprint. I hope everyone is acquainted with this term, builder blueprint. So that is a to the scale house map that you can get it readily. What is the second way in which you can get it? Say, for example, the builder has not given you a house map. So you can call upon an architect, right? An architect or a civil engineer to your place, and using their tools, they can accurately measure the length and breadth of every room present in your house. That's the second technique. Now, these are Corona ages, right? So maybe you do not have the second option also. So in case you do not have the second option, you have to go with the third option. What is the third option? DIY. I hope everyone knows what is DIY. You have so many stores all over India, isn't it? What is DIY? Do it yourself. How to do it yourself? I am sure, pretty sure everyone over here will be having a particular tool in your place at your home, even though you don't use it. And what is that? The stitching box. Remember? Thread spools, a small scissor, a needle box, and something called as a measuring tape. Even though you do not know how to do the stitching part, maybe you have never done stitching of your clothes, but you still have that box. Does everyone have it? Or is there anyone who doesn't have it? Everyone has this box? Some of them are really confused whether to say yes or no. You can say, simply, yes, we do have it. So
Yes.
today you're supposed to take out that particular box, and using those small tools, you have to prepare your house map yourself. Ready? So how to prepare your house map all by yourself using the measuring tape that is available with you. Apart from that, what else do you require? A A4 sheet, blank A4 sheet, nothing else. No graph paper or something of that sort, just a blank A4 sheet. A small ruler. Do you remember small ruler? What were the measuring units? Centimeter, millimeter, or meter, kilometer?
Feet or meters.
It is always in millimeters and centimeters, right? The small scale, 15 cm small ruler, and a pencil. Done? Let's go on to the whiteboard. Before I go on to the whiteboard, I'll tell you something. What are you supposed to do? How to prepare this house map all by yourself? The concept behind preparation of your house map is pretty simple. Does everyone know how your house looks like? Say, for example, you are sleeping, you are in deep sleep, and someone wakes you up and asks you, just draw a rough sketch of your house. Can you do it? Immediately, you will do, oh, this is my kitchen. Just beside my kitchen, I have got a living space. Just beside my living space, we have got a common washroom, followed by a master bedroom that has got an attached washroom, isn't it? Roughly, you shall prepare a sketch. That's what is step one of house map preparation. Prepare a rough sketch of your house. So that's what I'll be doing it on the whiteboard. Is this part clear to everyone? Those who are on screen? Cool. You just have to prepare a rough sketch of your house map, whatever you know, and cover everything. Whenever you prepare a house map, cover nook and corner of your house. Say, for example, you are staying in a high-rise building, right? People often ask, should I cover the balcony? Now, if you can walk on your balcony, that has to be considered. If you cannot walk on your balcony, that is not to be considered. Am I making myself clear? You have to take every part of your house which is accessible by everyone. I'm not talking about the jala. Like in Mumbai, we have got, instead of balcony, you have got this iron bars, right? Where you can keep the flower pots and everything. No one can walk on those rails. Correct? Have you ever seen that? But apart from Mumbai, whatever apartments you come across, you have got French windows. or doors from where you can access the balcony. That balcony must be included in your house map. Done? So first step is prepare a rough sketch. Am I audible? I didn't ask you. I just started with the class.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Chalo. So what's the first thing? Prepare a rough sketch of your house. Is the whiteboard visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is.
Basically, make two columns. Make two columns. So that will be easier for you to understand what are we trying to do. On the left hand side, right, prepare a rough sketch of your house. And on the right hand side, write the fair one or a practical one on which we are going to work. So how does the rough sketch of your house look like? Let me take a random example. Someone's home. That person has, say, for example, the house is something like this. 2 bedrooms. This is the opening of 1 bedroom. This is the 2nd bedroom. 2nd bedroom has got an attached washroom. Now here you have the common washroom. Now mark here, I'm putting some dots. Dots denote the door opening. Dots denote the door opening. This is too much. So there can be another room also here as well. And that's the entrance to the another room. Here you can have the kitchen. Done? Now, what is the most important thing? The entry to this house. So we will prepare the entry to this house over here. So let's say the entrance is here. Is this part clear to everyone? This is master bedroom. So bed 1, in short, these are written like this. This is toilet 1. This is the attached toilet. This is toilet number 2. This is the kitchen area. This is the living space. This is bed 3. And this can be the entrance. Is this thing clear to everyone? This is the rough sketch of your house. See, it has to be your house, not this one. How does your house look like? Cover tits and bits of your house. For example, this bedroom has a balcony from here. So have that in your map as well, in your rough sketch, with the door opening over here. Clear? So this is what you are supposed to do as your first step. What is the second step? Take that measuring tape. The measuring tape is also called as the inch tape. That's called as inch tape. Next, what are you supposed to do? For every bedroom, for every room, take the measurement of the length and breadth inside, standing inside the house. You're not supposed to go outside and take these measurements. Stay inside your room and take the measurements of length and breadth of every room. Can you do that? Is that possible? Say, for example, the length of this bedroom is 15 feet. And remember one thing, in the measuring tape, you are supposed to take the measurements in feet and inches. In feet and inches. The builder's map or the architect's map, every time you would see one thing in common, that the house maps are always prepared with measuring units as feet and inches. Nothing beyond that. Do not use meter, centimeter, millimeter for measurements. These are all incorrect measuring units. Is this clear? So do this for all the rooms. Like I have taken the length part, the breadth part might come out to be 12 feet. Likewise, do for the other room. This will also come as 12, and this side might come as 16 or 17 feet because this is a master bedroom. Take for this bedroom. This might be 10 feet. And this side might be, say, 16 feet. Correct? Again, 8 feet. And the breadth could be 6 feet. Now what you can see is I'm literally taking the length and breadth of every room that is present in your house. Can you do this much? You can either do this alone or with the help of any other family members. Clear? Just a second, let me have a look at everyone and come back. Some people are off the camera, but few are still visible. So good to go. This much you can do. Correct. Now is a tricky moment. Your rough sketch is prepared. How to prepare the fair one, right? How to prepare the fair one. In order to prepare the fair one, take that A4 sheet. Take that A4 sheet. So on the right hand side, if you do not have space, then you can just do it below this thing. I do have space, so I'll work it out over here. So you have a A4 sheet ready with you. So take a A4 sheet. This is how the A4 sheet is. Now, with the help of that 15 cm ruler, what are you supposed to do? Start drawing these lines. How will you start drawing these lines? Mark it, it's important. For example, you have to start with this bedroom, bedroom 1. So how do you start? Take a ruler, draw a line whose length is 15 cm. Whatever is written in feet, oh, I'm sorry, it is 17. Whatever is written in cm, whatever is written in feet, just write it in cm. Is this color visible? Color visible? Fine. Next, what is the breadth of this room? 12 feet. Again, draw a line, but what should be the length? The length should be 12 cm. Now, mark here. Is 12 cm looking a bit shorter than 17 cm? Naturally, it should be shorter, isn't it? So this is how a to the scale house map is prepared. Perform this entire exercise for all the rooms that is present in your house. Let us do that. Now let's speak of that adjacent bedroom. So that's 15. So 15 is a slightly shorter than 17. So this is 15 cm. What about the breadth part? It remains the same, that it is 12. Now, are you able to follow how you are trying to prepare your own house map using the minimum bare tools available at your place? Just make sure to the scale means the measurements are accurate. And yes, there is a catch. This was 10. You need not take the width of the walls. The wall widths are not required to be taken. Because in the modern construction, the width of the walls is somewhat less than 1 feet. It is around 10 inches max. It is in between 8 inches to 10 inches. So you can skip that part. Wall thickness are to be dropped. Am I making this clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you following it?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
absolutely yes.
And as you said, all the measurements has to be taken from inside, right? So,
Yes, yes.
yeah, that makes sense.
Anything is this part clear to everyone? I'm just trying to cover this drawing so that you get a glimpse of how the to the scale house map looks like. This is how a builder's map looks like, right? And how do they represent it? They write something like this inside. 17 into 12. You must have come across this thing. This is how the maps are prepared. 15 into 12. This is 8 into 5. This is 10 into 16. Got it? So this is how a to the scale. Remember this term, to the scale. To the scale means it's representing the accurate or very close to accuracy measurements of the place where you are staying. Is this part clear to all?
Yes.
Good to go? Next. Once your house map is prepared, a house map contains certain legends. Have you come across this term called as legends? Often a map, like if you have come across any country's map or any map, they always have some legends. Legends denoting either the roads, the rivers, the hotels, the restaurants, isn't it? So every map that you prepare, like even if you are doing a DIY activity of your house, still you have to show some legends. And what are those legends that you should show in your house map? Let's have a look. What's the first thing? The first thing is entrance. How to denote your entrance? Always make sure wherever your entrance is, you should have an arrow mark pointed inside, inwards. Wherever your house map, wherever the main entrance of your house lies, you should have an arrow mark pointing inwards. Is this clear? The second thing, positioning of the WC. WC means the commode or the toilet seat. The positioning of the toilet seat is to be shown in the house map. And how are you supposed to show it? You're supposed to show it by a circle. There are various ways to show the WC. Let us check it out over here. Either you can prepare a circle and put a cross, or you can do it like this. So it represents a WC. What is the next legend that should be visible on your house map? Kitchen. Kitchen gas burner. Because kitchen as a whole space is not important to us. What is more important to us is what are those places or what are those appliances which are being used to prepare your food. So what is the basic appliance or what is the fundamental appliance kept in your kitchen? A gas burner. Now these days, the gas burners are of various types. They could be 2-stove gas burner, they could be 3-stove, they could be 4-stove. If it is a 2-stove, make 2 small circles. If it's a 3-stove, denote it by 3 circles. If it's a 4-stove, denote it by 4. Is this part clear? What is the next legend? The next legend is the positioning of your bed. Say, for example, your bed is in bedroom 1. Let us go back to the previous slide. Your bed is in bedroom 1. Your bed is over here. I need to erase this values. Yes. Your bed is placed here, with your headrest towards this wall. Just by showing that this is your bed doesn't serve the purpose. There is something else that you need to denote while showing the bed position. What is it? The direction towards which you are placing your head. That is more important. So how shall you denote it? By showing
With the pillows.
with the pillows. So if you're sleeping towards this side, represent it with pillows. If you are sleeping towards this side, show it with pillows. If you are sleeping towards the opposite end, then show it with pillows. This is very, very important. So these legends are very much important. Apart from that, to prepare some other legends, you can simply prepare a box. You can simply prepare a box and you can write like you have got plants in the balcony, or you can write temple or mandir placed here. Then you can write cupboards. Next, washing machine, study table. The other stuffs can always be represented by boxes and you can just write down whatever is present. But certain legends are very important, like the entrance, the toilet, the kitchen, and the bed positioning. So this is how a house map is being prepared. Is this thing clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Very clear, ma'am. Very clear.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
So you can all prepare your house maps?
I can try.
Yes. Please do try. I know first time you may not be successful, but I'm sure the second time success is all yours. And this is an interesting DIY project, isn't it? Your own house. And you can invite your entire, family, especially the notorious ones. तुमने आज बदमाशी की, चलो घर के मेजरमेंट्स लो, है ना? व्हाइट पेपर पकड़ाया, करो उस पे ड्राइंग. Done. Once your house map is prepared, what is the second step that you're supposed to do? Find out the center of the house, because you have to grid it, right? What do you mean by gridding? Gridding of your house map means you have to figure out where is the north direction of your house, where is the south direction of your house. Your north direction and my north direction can never be different, right? If the direction right in front of me is north, that means for you also, this side is always north. Not exactly that right in front of you, but everyone's north is same because we are living on the planet Earth. So everyone's north direction is same. If the sun rises in the east, so for everyone, the sun is rising in the east. It's not different from me or you. Is this part clear? So you need to prepare the gridding of your house map. Where is the difference? The difference is over here. For me, if the north is this side, for you, the north may be on the right-hand side. Correct? That is why gridding of the house map is needed. So how to do that? For that, you need to find out the center of the house. There is a very simple way to find out the center of the house. Simple mathematical analysis, class 7, 8 mathematics. Do you know how to draw a diagonal? Join two corners to make a straight line. Right? So let us go back to the main screen and check out how to figure out the center of a house. Join two diagonals. This happens to be the center of the house. This is for regular shaped plots, whether square, rectangle, for them, you can do it. Like what about if the plots are slightly irregular? If the plots are slightly irregular, make sure you're taking the maximum. You're taking the maximum side of the plot. Say, for example, I'm considering one such plot over here. Now, this is an irregular shaped plot. So while taking the center, I can skip the small protrusion. And this is the center of my house. Because the basic concept behind the center of the house is, I have to see where is the maximum center of gravity line. So if there is a slight protrusion, I can just take it, I can leave it. The same I can do if someone's house is constructed like this. Even if someone's house is constructed like this, I can include this portion and then take out the center. So the objective behind taking out the center is you have to find out where the maximum center of gravity does lie. Modern apartments are highly irregular in shape. They do not just end by one curves. There are multiple curves and ends. Since it's a free one, so there are lots of examples. There are multiple examples of these type of plots which can be considered. So in our classes, we do consider everything. But right now, just make sure that whenever you're taking out a center, yes, one more thing can be like this also. You are considering the maximum of the area to figure out the center. In this case, it will be this. Clear? So this is how you need to figure out the center of irregular or regular shaped plots. Next, once you have figured out, are you all following? Should I continue? Okay. Once
Yes,
you've
please.
figured out the center of the house, what is the next step? The next step is to find out the reference line. It's very, very important to figure out a correct reference line. What do you mean by reference line? What is the degree of your house with respect to the planet Earth? That's your reference line. So understand this part clearly. Although these recordings are available, you can watch them. I'll send you this link where the recordings are available. Now, as I just taught you that whenever you have a house map with you, make sure you mark the entry, the entrance. Say, for example, this is a house map and the entry is inwards. Like the arrow sign says that this is the entrance and it is facing inwards. So far, it is clear to everyone? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How to find out the reference line? You stand here outside your entrance. There are various ways to find out the reference line. This is the easiest one. You stand outside your entrance, face inwards. Just like your guests, when guests come to your house and they put on the doorbell, how do they stand? They stand exactly at your entrance door, right? Facing inwards, so that you open the door for them. Clear or not? How do your guests come to your place? They stand outside your house, facing inside, and they put on the doorbell. So exactly in that manner, you have to stand and face inwards. You should have your mobile phone with the compass open. You should have your mobile phone with your compass open in your hands. Point it in this direction. Whatever direction the entrance is, point it in that direction. Whatever degree shows on this compass is your reference line. Whatever degree shows on this compass is your reference line. If it is showing 110 degrees, so 110 degrees is your reference line. Remember one thing, this has nothing to do with your house facing. Don't get confused with your house facing. House facing is different. You are going to grid your house. For that, you need the degree of your house. I'm taking another example. Say the entrance is here at the center. So how will the entrance be marked? Like this. So you are supposed to stand over here, hold the compass in your hand and point it in this direction, in whichever direction the entrance is being shown. Whatever degree comes, that's your reference line degree. Say, for example, in this case, it comes to 260 degrees. That's your reference line. How to cross verify this reference line? See, this verification of this reference line can be cross verified by Google Earth Pro. But even if you don't have Google Earth Pro, how do you know that this reference line degree is correct? Whenever you're taking these degrees, Remember few points. Stay away from your lifts. Stay away from your lifts. Why? The compass that you carry in your mobile phones, they have got magnetic sensors and they are very sensitive to the presence of any iron doors or lift present close by. If you are holding a oil filled compass, just like a marine compass, marine engineer's compass or a navy compass, they are free from all these defects. But if you are using a compass in your mobile phone, then please take care of these points. Stay away from your lift. Number 2, if your safety door is made of iron, stay away from that. Stay away from anything that is iron made. And if you want to verify this reference line, you can also go and stand on the road and face in this particular direction. See, for example, here is a road. Stand here, again hold the mobile phone in this direction and face in this direction. You must get exact 110 degrees. But make sure you stand away from iron poles. You stand away from parking lots. Anything that is made up of iron, provided if you're using a compass that's available in your mobile phones. Otherwise, there will be severe fluctuations. Is this part clear to everyone? How to find out the reference line?
Ma'am, if there is a iron outside gate, there is iron, then what should we do?
Corona guidelines? 3 feet ki duri?
Okay. Ma'am, there is a stairs then.
You have to go back. You have to maintain distance. In that case, please go to
Okay.
the ground floor. Go to the ground floor,
Okay.
stand in the same direction as if you are facing towards your main entrance. That you can do it.
Okay.
Every building
Yeah,
is constructed, at 90 degrees. So you can always go to your parking lot. But when you go to the parking lot, stay away from the cars. Cars, vehicles, whatever. Is this part
you,
clear to
ma'am.
everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you find out this much? Now, the most important part. You know the center of your house. You know the reference line. Now comes that moment of truth. How to figure out which is my north degree, which is my north zone and which is my south zone, isn't it? Rosa ji, going all fine? Yeah, you have to put on some efforts over here. After all, it's your house, isn't it? Did I speak of salt mopping in the class yesterday? Do good
Yeah.
amount of salt mopping. Then only the
Sea
house
salt.
will, then only the house will allow you to prepare a good house map. Sounding very strange, isn't it? It is absolutely true. Unless and until the energies of the house is not balanced, you may prepare 10 maps. None of them will be accurate. For that, you need to balance the energies. Oh, wow. Rosa ji is all ready with her house map. Oh, that's a rough sketch. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Are you guys all there in the group? You all are present in the WhatsApp group? Which WhatsApp group? The previous one or the new one?
Previous one, ma'am.
Previous one. Okay.
Yeah, previous one.
Anyone in the new one?
I am in both.
You're in
I am
both.
in both.
Ma'am,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
in new one.
Okay, okay. People are also in both. No worries. Chalo. So once you have everything ready with you, are you ready to do the house map grading? Okay. To do the house map grading, you have to follow 2 things. You have to follow 2 things. These are the final 2 things. What are they? The first thing is you require something called as a Vastu Chakra, right? That's a tool that you need. If you don't have, how can you work with it? So I'll share with you, how does a Vastu Chakra look like? It looks like this. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Is it visible? The chakra
Yes, ma'am.
looks like this. Remember in yesterday's session, we had discussed how does the degrees look like? It starts from here, 0, 90 degree east, 180 degree south, 270 degree west, 45 degree northeast. Can you see this line? This is 45 degrees, isn't it? So this chakra is all prepared in alignment to these degrees. This is, please mute yourself. Okay. Likewise, this is 225 degrees. And this is 315 degrees. I'll post this chakra in the group. What are you supposed to do? You have to take a printout of this chakra. Correct? And make sure you're taking a transparent printout of this chakra. Transparent is better so that it is visible. These numbers are visible. So once you have this transparent chakra with you, next, what are you supposed to do? What are those 2 steps that you are supposed to follow? Now, can you see the center of this chakra over here? Can everyone see the center of the chakra? This is a mathematical figure. There is nothing, rocket science behind it. This is 0 to 180 degree line. This is 90 to 270 degree line. You know, all the quadrant lines have intersected at one point, and that's called as a center. Just check out this center. Can everyone see the center of this chakra? Cool. Let us go to our original house map. How to utilize or how to use this chakra on your house map. So this is your house map, which is ready. Mark the center. Mark the center of this house map. So the center is also marked. Figure out the reference line. We have already figured out the reference line. What was that? 110 degrees. Or whatever you get it. Over here, we got 110 degrees. Now see, how to mark the reference line on the house map. In whichever direction this arrow is pointing, in whichever direction this arrow is pointing. How is this arrow pointing? The arrow is always pointing inwards, inwards to your house. In whichever direction this arrow is pointing, from the center, in that direction, draw one perpendicular line. I'm repeating this part once again. In whichever direction this arrow is pointing. What is this arrow? This arrow is actually showing the entrance to your house. So in whichever direction your arrow is pointing, from the center, in that direction, draw a perpendicular line. It's a straight line. Perpendicular line is a straight line to one of the walls. And right here, 110. Whatever value you got for the reference line, degree. Right here, 110. It will be different for different people, different for different houses. Can you do this much? Can everyone do this much? Rajesh ji, can you do it?
Yeah, ma'am, yeah.
Okay, fine. Once you have done this much, take the printout of that transparent chakra. Take the printout of that transparent chakra and do 2 things. 1, superimpose. So what do you mean by superimpose? Place one above the other. Superimpose the center of the chakra with the center of the house map. See, your house map also has got some center, isn't it? This is the center. And your chakra also had a center. So that printout which you had taken, you have to place the chakra on this house map. You have to place that house map chakra, transparent chakra, on this original house map, and the chakra center and the house map center should superimpose. एक के ऊपर एक रख देना है. Clear? Done? This is step 1. What is step 2? Superimpose. Again, you have to superimpose two things. Like it is just like a lock and key. How do you open a lock? How do you open a lock? You have to insert the key and then twist it. Then the lock opens. Similarly, to grid your house map, first you have to superimpose the center with the center of the house map. Second thing is superimpose chakras, the Vastu chakras, 110 degree with the reference line. The chakras 110 degree with the reference line. What do you mean by chakras 110 degree? You have just seen the chakra. The chakra started with 0. It was written 0 here. It was written 90 here. It was written 180 here. And it was written 270 here. Now, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to twist. Just rotate the chakra in the anti-clockwise manner and bring 110 here, such that 110 of the chakra and 110 of this line should superimpose. Can you do that? I'm repeating both the parts once again. To grid your house map, you have to take the transparent printout of the chakra, place it on the house map, superimpose the center of the chakra with the center of the house map, right? This is the point. Second thing is, whatever is your reference line degree, bring that degree present on the chakra to superimpose to that line. Your chakra is never aligned at 110. It always starts at 0, but you have to twist it. You have to twist it like this and bring it to 110. Once you have done that, your entire house is gridded. How is it gridded? Let's say you have marked here 110. Now, where was that 110 present? Let's see. This is how the chakra is. Okay, I'm able to rotate it to 90 degrees. Fine. Just beneath this is your house map. Once the superimposition is done, start marking the points of each zone, where the east ends, where the EAC ends, where the southeast ends, where south-southeast, south. In this way, mark all the 16 zones. Correct? Mark all the 16 zones. The exact thing, now I'm going to do it on the house map. Say, for example, this is east. Let me use a different color. East, ESC, southeast, because that's where the zones are. And you get 16 zones. Once you have marked this, remove that transparent sheet from here and draw the lines. Are you getting it? How the gridding is being done? And in this way, your house is divided into 16 different zones. This may be more than 16. I'm not sure. I did not actually calculate, but it is actually gridded into 16 different zones. Once they are divided, just write down which zone is which one. Since this is 110, so naturally this starts with ESE. Then is Southeast, then SSE, South. Just go on writing whichever zones are present by looking onto the Shakti Chakra that will be given to you. Oh, one zone has come out to be extra. No issues. Clear? Is this part fine to everyone? This is how your house map gridding is done. So I'll send you the figure of that house map, the Vastu Chakra today in the group. So those who are present in the previous group, they must be having a chakra, I guess. Those who are there in the new group, I'll send you this one. And you are supposed to grid your house map. Once your house map is gridded, you know where is your north, where is your south, where is your east, where is your west. And from tomorrow's class onwards, we will discuss about the different zones and their attributes. And what happens if kitchen or toilet comes in these zones. And what could be the possible remedies for it. Do you want to learn more? Because it's already 6:59. If you have any doubts pertaining to this class, please do ask. Any part that you couldn't figure out, please do ask.
Ma'am, one question.
Yes, please.
The entrance direction, you said this has to be taken from within the house or from outside the house?
Within the house. And you know, sir, what will happen? Whatever direction you had checked by standing at the center, the same thing should come after you have gridded the house map.
Yeah.
Are others following what I just said? I had taught you how to find out the house facing, right? You have to stand at the center of your house, take your mobile compass and face towards the entrance door. You will get a certain degree. After the gridding of the house also, you will exactly see that your entrance is coming in that particular degrees. Yes, Manavji has asked a wonderful question. This is pertaining to independent houses, right? In independent houses, you have got a plot area and you have got a constructed area. So whose center you should be taking? Actually, those who have independent houses, you should have two maps. Once for the constructed area center, another for the plot area center. The constructed house center will tell you where your toilet, kitchen, bedroom is located. Whereas the plot area center will tell you where are your sewage chambers located. Because your sewage chambers are never the part of the constructed houses, right? I hope you understand what are sewage chambers. Septic tanks, septic tanks. From the plot center, you can find out the septic tank directions. These can never be figured out from the constructed area center. Should I show it on the whiteboard, this thing?
Yes, ma'am. I don't know about the septic tanks actually.
Sir, every constructed house has got a septic tank, no? Kitchen sewage chambers must be there and a toilet sewage chambers must be there.
But
Now
I'm
see.
not clear with that.
Okay. Now see, this is your house. This is your plot, correct?
Yes.
Now, most of the time, people don't use the entire plot for the construction, right? They have these gates over here, but they do not use the entire plot for construction. Rather, they leave some space around and they construct their house in this way. Correct? Is everyone following?
Yes, yes.
This is the constructed part. The red one is the constructed part. And the black one is the plot. Now, you must take out two centers. Why is it so? Check it out. This is the center of the constructed area, or you can say the center of your house. Now, with this center, whenever you grid your house, you can figure out where is your kitchen located, where are your toilets located, where is your bedroom located, etc., etc. Now, every toilet has got a sewage chambers. Before going out into the municipality, you will always have a chamber box. That's called as a septic tank. A small tank. It may be a small tank, but you need to have it. No house in India can directly leave their sewage to the municipality without having a septic tank. Right? You need to have a septic tank first. So here must be a septic tank for the toilet, and here there will be a equally septic tank. Actually, this is not called as septic tank because in kitchen you do not have that type of sewage. So these are called as chambers. These are kitchen chambers. Again, the kitchen chambers will be located just beside the kitchens. And you might also have a boring water, underground water tank, or something of that sort. Now, those things cannot be known from the constructed area center. Then that is an incorrect process. Those things are to be known from the plot centers. The plot center should tell us where these chambers are located because they are present on the surface of the earth. So where are these located can be known only from the center of the plot, not from the center of the constructed area. So this is particularly important for independent houses, not for those who are staying on rent or those who are staying in apartments. Because for apartments or high-rise buildings, the chambers are common for all the flats. Clear? So this is only specific to independent houses, not for anyone else. And if a person has taken up the entire space and has done the construction, in that case, the center is same. Plot center is equivalent to the constructed area center. Clear? Where is Manavji? Others, those who are present over here, could figure out like how for the independent plots it works.
Yeah, no, ma'am.
Nipunji is asking if plot entrance and constructed entrance is different, which is to be taken into consideration. Both the entrance will have effect on you. If you have got 5 entrances will act on you. Why only 2 will act on you? Okay? I guess no doubts for today's session.
Got it, ma'am.
Were you able to follow today's session?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, Rojaji, I could hear you.
Ma'am,
Yes.
see, as we are staying in an apartment,
Mhm.
here I have denoted the duct area.
Correct. That you have to leave it. Duct area means that's not a part of the space that you are utilizing while staying. So you have
But
to leave it.
as it is in the surface of the area, I have to denote it, right?
Yeah, you have to denote it, but that is not your accessible area. Even if some zone come over here, that always goes as a wastage because you cannot walk on that.
Right. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Chalo, then shall we wrap up today's session? We'll meet again tomorrow at this time itself. Till then, if you have any queries, you are added to the group. Do ask your queries over there. ठीक है? चलें फिर?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, ma'am. Jai Mata Di.
Bye bye. Good night. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Good night, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Good night.